What up? Welcome Discussions with DT Parker. What it do? We are actually active on Twitch, IG, and of course my folks on YouTube that run this back. I appreciate you. Much love. But if you haven't already done so, please make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Hit the button below. Thank you very much. Another good one today. Another good one. I'm just waiting for some more folks to hop onto the chat before I get into it. But this one comes from Minister Donovan Franklin. You remember him, right? He was married to Megan the Stallion, child. Not Megan the Stallion. What's it? Megan Good for a hot, quick second. Which, anyway, I'm gonna keep it cute today. Because I was gonna say, when they got together, I just thought that was a strange union to begin with. But hey, who am I? Because they say opposites attract. So clearly they saw something and it didn't work out. What up, one and only Poetic? You're the first contestant on Discussions with DT Parker. I haven't started to talk about what we're chatting about today because I want to give the folks time to hop in and get into the chat before we get into it. Hello, my friend. And plus, I gotta play this video. But another few minutes and well, there goes Mama. So we might as well. Yeah, it's been a minute since you've been on here. Hopefully all is well. All right, let's do it. Minister Devon Franklin says it is troublesome to believe you should have access to your partner's phone. That's a means of control. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for listening. I enjoy Kiss and I'm starting to get, my niche and get comfortable. So thank you so much. I super duper appreciate that. So the question today on Discussions is, should you have access to your partner's phone? And then take a listen to what Mr. Franklin had to say about it.
To ask you, we had this debate on our page the other day. Should your partner have access to your cell phones?
Okay, so let's unpack this real quick.
Let's unpack it.
So, should your partner? So the should is what's troublesome. Meaning, we have to be very careful when we impose shoulds on a partner or a person as if that's a means of control. Would it be acceptable? Sure. I mean, absolutely. But here's the thing. Just because you're together, everyone has their own experience with trust. And some people's trust has been violated. There's trauma around it. So them not wanting you to have their phone doesn't mean they're hiding something. It just may mean that there may be more time for the trust to be established. But is it something I think is a good thing? Sure. I mean, she got access to my phone.
Likewise.
Social media, it's no problem. But I also understand if there is for some people.
I gotta also say,
all right. What up, Joey Kiggs? Welcome. Discussions with DT Parker. We are chatting about, should your partner have access to your phone? Should your partner have access to your phone? And I just played a clip from Minister Devon Franklin. You remember him? He was married to Megan Good for a hot, quick second. And then they ended up getting divorced. He's now remarried. I don't know who this woman is. I think she's some sort of fitness guru. But anywho, he just made some comments because he was asked on the red carpet, should your partner have access to your phone? There's no wrong answer to this. It's just about what you think, your preferences. Mama said all men are going to say no. LOL. Let's see how it goes. What up, Rashad?
It's going down.
How are you today?
Life is grand. How are you?
Yeah, work kicking your butt, huh?
Hey, so I'm telling you, I'm like a man with no legs in a butt kicking contest.
Man, the things that we have to endure in corporate America.
100%.
But the question today is, and welcome folks to Discussions with DT Parker, should your partner have access to your phone? Should your partner have access to your phone? And then I'm going to play this clip from Minister, is it Devon or Devon? Devon Franklin. Here we go.
To both. So I have to ask We had this debate on our page the other day. Should your partner have access to your cell phones?
Okay, so let's unpack this real quick.
Let's unpack it.
So, should your partner? So the should is what's troublesome. Meaning, we have to be very careful when we impose shoulds on a partner or a person, as if that's a means of control. Would it be acceptable? Sure, absolutely. You know, but here's the thing: just because they're together, everyone has their own experience with trust. And some people's trust has been violated. There's trauma around it. So them not wanting you to have their phone doesn't mean they're hiding something. It just may mean that there needs to be more time for the trust to be established. But is it something I think is a good thing? Sure. I mean, you got access to my phone.
Likewise.
Social media.
Okay. Joey Cake said, I don't say no. He said, I say hell no. Joey, why? And
So
go ahead,
let,
Rashad.
so let me help you, because my response is the men are not going to understand my response,
Okay.
and the women will understand my response after I explain why.
Okay.
And so my response is yes. Well, first of all, when it comes to that, I'm speaking in the context of marriage, right? So should your wife have access to your phone? Yes, 100%. Because at the end of the day, there is nothing that you should, really be hiding, from a spouse, right? When it comes to relationships outside of marriage, that's a different scenario because everybody doesn't get 100% access privileges, right?
Okay.
But when you're married, you are in a position to where there should be no no's when it comes to access to whatever. When it comes to access to whatever, if your wife says, "Hey, I want to see your phone," you should be able to say, "Okay."
What
That's
about social media?
social media, same thing, all of it.
Okay. I just
The
asked.
issue with that, yeah, the reason why a lot of men, because every man doesn't say no because of, there's something to hide.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men say no because, unfortunately, women love to create shit that's not there.
Scenarios in our head.
100%. 100%. It's like you can't give a woman too much access because it's only going to feed that need for inquiries. And
I think that's what Joey Kicks was saying.
the truth is not always what it is that you want. Y'all don't always want the truth because sometimes we give you guys the truth and that's not enough.
It got to be
Yeah,
more.
100%. And Dee Dee, you are notorious for that. You're notorious for it. In our conversations, you be like, not that. It must be something. It's gotta be. Ain't no way that all that shit. No.
Oh, well, I
No.
playing devil's advocate sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Say what you want. One and only Poetic said it's nothing wrong with your woman having access, especially if they have suspicions. Never leave your woman wondering. This is the way. But see, if somebody has suspicions of, then they don't trust you. That's anyway. Joey Cakes, Mama's laughing at you. Joey Cake said it's not that I'm hiding anything, but I'm not going to be explaining who, what, and why. Who
Exactly.
I'm conversing with. Well, who you conversing with, Joey? Look at me. Who you conversing with? Is it other women?
Exactly.
Joey,
Exactly.
it may be a conversation with a female. It may be a personal conversation with one of my bros about his business. My wife is going to look at everything. Joey Cake said, bingo. Mama said, if you hiding it, you shouldn't be saying it to another person. Only one and only Poetic said, it's the mama job to put to sleep all the doubts and secure her feelings and emotions. This is the way. It's the man's job, he was saying, to put to sleep all the doubts and secure her feelings and emotions. This is the way. Joey Cake said, Shad, you hit the nail on the call. Who you calling Shad? Did you get
No. He said no. Shad.
Chad,
That's me.
you
Yeah, Sean.
Chad, you hit the nail on you know what I'm trying to say, the nail on the head, on the coffin, on the yes. But new folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. The question today is, should your partner have access to your phone? Chad said yes. Only certain circumstances though. Only
Well,
if
no, it's not only certain circumstances, it's every circumstance. But the issue is that a woman should not want to have to go through her man's phone.
I just think if you go through somebody's phone, do you trust them?
You, but you obviously you don't. And let's be honest. If you're already going in with suspicion, whatever it is you find is going to feed that.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
it's going to be an endless loop. It is going to be an endless loop. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Women cannot be trusted with information. As much as I love y'all, you can't, because your emotions will not allow you to be objective. Your emotions will only make it go above and beyond where it needs to be. So
Well,
initially,
I mean, that could go both ways now. Let's not just put it in.
potentially, okay.
Yeah, that could go both ways because let's not act like there is not some emotional men out here as well.
Yeah, that's true, but that emotion is normally reflected from the female gender more so than from the male. And so you're going to get that more frequently from that side than you will from us.
Yeah. Fa, welcome to the chat. We are discussing today. Can you hear me? I see you over there bopping your head.
Yeah, I can.
We're discussing today, should your partner have access to your phone? Should your partner have access to your phone? And then let me play this clip from Minister Devin, Franklin. He says it's troublesome to believe you should have access to your partner's phone. That's a means of control. Take a listen, y'all.
We had this debate on our page the other day. Should your partner have access to your cell phones?
Okay, so let's unpack this real
Let's
quick.
unpack it.
So, should your partner? So the should is what's troublesome. Meaning, we have to be very careful when we impose shoulds on a person as if that's a means of control. Would it be acceptable? Sure, I mean, absolutely. But everyone has their own experience with trust. And some people's trust has been violated, there's trauma around them not wanting to have it just may mean that there may be more time for the trust to be established. But is it something that I think is a good thing? Sure. I mean, she got access to my phone, my social media, like it's no problem.
All right. Pretty Lucky Forest said Todd also understands that most men who are comfortable also marry women who don't go through their phone. Mutual respect is an awesome thing that is healthy. With that said, Shad is 100% right. One and only Poetic said, but in this scenario, what if the woman is mature and is going through the man's phone to protect him? He might be a public figure and have women trying to set him up, and the women needs to help with. Joey Cake said, this is ideal. I have no interest in going through her phone. She's on it all day with everybody. She talks about me. That's none of my business. And going through phones either. I'm with you. Joey Cake. What is your take on this, FA?
I don't go through phones. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it is the ones that go through phones. I think a lot of times it don't even be. It'd be more a reflection of their own insecurities than any action that they may be saying they see. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times it's just women hurt and bitter about past situations, and I forgot what they call it, but you know how some people run from happiness. How some girls like everything is going good in a relationship, and they start saying this is too good to be true, and then they start looking for some, self sabotage. So I think a lot of that stuff be like some self sabotage shit. A lot of times, I don't really even be thinking it be anything the guys particularly, but obviously sometimes, but I think most of the time it be that it be really just motherfuckers hurt, but nah. Should
Let
you
me
be able
ask
to
you
go
a
to
question.
your partner's phone? Huh?
Let me ask you a question, FA. Does your wife have access to your phone?
No,
Okay. Why?
no, absolutely not. Um, why don't she? She don't. She never asked for it. But
Okay.
even if she asked for it, I wouldn't have gave it to her.
Do you have access to her phone?
No, I not without her knowing.
Okay.
If I was to like say, give me your phone, she would give it to me.
Do you
You know what
want
I'm?
her phone?
No, no. I mean, no. My wife do whatever I hate. Like if I want her phone, it's not an issue because I know she would be willing. So if I ever was to be like, let me see your phone, she would just give it to me. No, but I don't literally have her password.
Okay, I want to get back to the why you said she doesn't have access to your phone and you
But
give her access if she asked you. Why?
cause why you in my phone? Why you need to be in there? I'm just
You
saying, you got to give me a reason why.
you feel like that's an invasion of your privacy? I see you.
No, I think I see my man getting busy.
I know it's
Yeah, I see my man getting busy. Save me some, man. um,
it's Friday. Get to it, but it's only damn. What is today? Tuesday. Anyway, um,
um, nah, I wouldn't give her. You would
but
have to have a reason.
okay,
Any, but I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even establish that.
it's
It
a
would
different
be a no.
than what Rashad is saying. 'Cause Rashad is saying that maybe a couple. He feels that yeah, you should have access one another to one another's stuff.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not against what Rashad is saying. I'm just saying I'm not doing that. That's all. I understand in some relationships, I'm not like against with it. I'm also okay with that too. Like I'm not gonna argue against that. But I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? You're not going through my phone. It ain't no. There's no need. I don't. What I learned about women is, in certain instances, um, I don't like to start things that I'm not going to continue. So what happens is the day you let her go through your phone, now you got to always let her go through your phone. And then if you don't let her go through your phone on this particular day or whatever, then and your word is no longer good. Cause now if y'all ever go through something and you say, nah, that ain't the case or whatever, guess what they're gonna say? Let me see your phone. So everything is like verification, verifying through you. They not actually nothing. Your word don't mean nothing no more. You know what I'm saying?
So your wife, she has no access to your social medias, none of that.
No, no, yeah, no. That's crazy.
Okay.
That's a hold on. That's a oh wow. Like like really?
No,
Married
no.
people got everybody's like social media and stuff.
Okay. Joey, we can't. Uh,
Now you talking to somebody else. Go ahead.
oh, okay. Joey Cake said, "Didi be sending you stuff on. Didi been sending you stuff on IG for years now. I promise you that she would have a problem with that and would think that it's something more. And we never even met in person. Um, listen, you know your wife better than I do, Joey. So pretty lucky for us that you're gonna need a double if you're giving your wife your phone. LOL. Oh, that's why though. Why do you need a double phone if you giving your? It goes back to what Rashad. We can't hear you. Said because we like to make up stuff in our head. Uh,
Yeah.
Want to
So,
know what
and that's
Poetic said? It's Friday somewhere. Joey Cake said I have exes that still order cakes and pies from me. Business is business. Mama said
Mhm.
can't say the same response you just gave. Why she can't? Can't she? She's asking. I guess go through your phone.
Ma, I need to remind you, right? And respectfully, you're not the type of woman I would date. Everything in my life is not like everything I do. It doesn't allow you to do it, and everything you do, I don't do. So I don't look at things like, well, if you can do it, I can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. Everything is.
Well,
I
you
don't
have
view it that way.
asked the same question. He said, "Why can't she go through the phone, bro?"
Well,
so
I can't because I said so.
Okay.
okay. So here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand there are different levels when it comes to maturity within a marriage, right?
Right.
And you are recently married.
Right. Right.
You have not gotten to that level yet of understanding that can only be gained when you have time and tenure in that
Sure.
relationship. So I completely understand what you're saying, right?
Mm.
You just got with her, y'all have just cleave together, you are still learning each other out. You're still filling each other out. There is a growth process that you guys have not gotten to as of yet, And so
Sure.
I'm not knocking once again anybody for, for their position on this particular topic. Now,
Right.
having said that, once you get to a certain level of marriage maturity, you
Right.
begin to understand the reason why there should not be a no when it comes to certain things and access that your spouse may or may not want. Okay. But there has to be an understanding on the other side of that as well. I'm going to give you access to everything that I have, but I need you to be responsible with that access.
There we
Right.
go. I agree with that.
And
I agree with
so,
that.
and so there are two sides of that dialogue. It just can't be, I'm going to give you an open pass to any and everything in my life, and you can interpret it however you choose to. No, 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 no. You can't do that because that's going to put a strain on our relationship.
100%. And that's the part where I should have expounded on. But sometimes, and I'm a, I think I'm a type of guy. I'm like, I like some of the decisions that I make is not always because on some macho, I do what I want shit. Sometimes is I know the woman that I'm dealing with. Sometimes I gotta protect her from herself. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So when you date certain women, men, y'all gotta know who you dating. You gotta learn them, and you know the weaknesses and strengths that your woman has. You know what I mean? And some of the insecurities she still may be dealing with from her past, and just so on and so forth. You know who you're dealing with. So sometimes saying no is for her benefit. She just don't. It's like a child. She just don't know no better yet.
Has
You
she
know what
ever
I'm saying?
asked you for access to your phone before?
As she,
Yes.
yeah, she was upset a long time ago. Like we was beefing or something. Then when we was dating, not beefing, but she was, maybe not happy
And
about some
you
shit.
and you told her no.
Yeah, what do you mean? No,
Well,
that
and
ain't my
so
phone.
you also have to understand what he's saying, Didi. In that particular moment, she had nothing but bad intention
Exactly,
for the
exactly,
phone. And
exactly,
so, no, you can't give somebody access when you know there's nothing good that's going to come of it.
exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly.
you got to be wise. This, to the point that he made, sometimes we have to protect our spouses from themselves.
From themselves, yep.
Okay, because we got some new folks. Welcome to the chat, Harlem Nights. We're discussing today, should your
Hey,
spouse have
friends.
access? Hey, girl, should your spouse have access to your phone? One and only Poetic said the math ain't math, and Pretty Lucky said again, I am for shy, but I think what is missing is we move from access to going through your phone. Marry someone who doesn't give. Marry someone hold on, marry someone who can give you access to and who doesn't want to investigate.
Yeah.
Only one in poetic. Mama said exactly. Pretty Lucky Four said a double shot. I know. I wish I had me a shot right now. One and only poetic said why she can't go through the. Oh, okay, I read that. Pretty Lucky said four. Pretty Lucky Four said haha. Shot was pouring a drink. And one and only poetic said, "What's the mature answer? Look deeper." Mama said, "I said why she can't say why you want my phone and trust you not the kind of man I would ever date either because I know the type." One and only poetic said, "Once married, you are one. You're there's no hold on. Once married, you are one. There's no you and me. There's only us. I got you. Every case there is traumas and past issue. Otherwise, there's nothing special about you." And Mama said Rashad got pacifying essay. All the men on here have text. And Joey King said, "My stance is based on me trusting her with my phone years ago. She checked with one of my friends that came to our wedding while we were on our honeymoon. Epic fail. Oh man. Yeah, if you go through the phone, ladies, you you can't divulge what you find on the phone unless you be ready for the relationship to go or to get into an argument. But
Well, here's the deal. This is
Mama,
the
mute
biggest.
until you talk because your background loud, and then when she talk, then unmute.
Harlem
I'm
Night,
talking. Yeah, how them nice. Yeah.
yeah. Put your put us in your headphones if you can. Is your background loud? Yeah.
Man, what the hell kind of headphones is them?
Leave her
Beats.
alone,
She got
Rashawn.
beats.
Rashad, you gotta stop. You gotta chill with the hate, Rashad. It's been 30 years.
Damn.
It's been 30 years, bro.
Man,
We gotta do better, sir.
that's funny.
You
Hey,
know it's all love.
hey,
It's all love. Y'all, what y'all? Let
hey,
me let y'all in on a
your
little
cell phone
secret.
look like this, don't it?
Hold on. Let me let y'all in.
What?
Let me let y'all in on a little secret. Do y'all know I asked Rashad to prom and he turned me down?
What?
Damn.
Wait, what?
And he's still hurting. He's still hating. It's 30 years later and he's still hating.
You
God,
said no, Rashawn?
Oh,
God,
the
don't let
truth.
her get over here gaslighting.
Oh,
God, hell
Nah, where you get
oh,
my friend
oh,
down, Rashawn?
wait a minute. Am I making this up?
yeah, you making this up. What?
Oh, man.
Sandra,
Rashad, come
Sandra,
on.
Sandra,
Yeah.
He's still hating. We're too old for that. Stop that,
Oh,
Rashad. It's been 30
uh-oh.
years.
Sandra,
Don't be
I
hating on my earphones. You
well,
good.
no,
It's
I want to get
cool.
back to the
look,
asking the prom part.
look,
Wait.
we're still gonna hate on the headphones. However,
Don't you
but
hate on my beats?
the B is for big ass phones. Uh, but no, man, a girlfriend. So, what are you talking about?
What you mean? You didn't have no girlfriend.
Somebody said
Y'all
boo,
didn't know.
Rashad, boo.
Don't listen
What?
to don't listen to Pretty Lucky. Don't listen to him.
Whatever.
But
Okay,
Uh,
no,
back to
man.
the topic at hand.
Hey, but once again,
okay.
you have to understand all of this is contextual. You have to keep it in the appropriate, amount of context when it comes to this particular topic, right? There is no such, well, let me not say there is no, but there, you have to grow to a level to where as a man, you have to be comfortable leaving your phone anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, it's two things. You should be comfortable because you're not worried about what could be found. But then
Right.
you also need to be comfortable because you're not concerned about your spouse going through it without you there.
Yeah, sure.
And so those are the two elements of,
And
context. It's just
and
like,
I wanted to be known that you can have that and not allow a person to go through your phone. Like I can also leave my phone. A person can leave their phone anywhere and not really be worried about what's on the phone, and also still say you're not looking through my phone. You see what I mean? I want y'all to know that that's a reality too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, let me ask y'all both a question. And Harlem Nights, I want you to get in on this conversation because what do you think about your partner having access to your phone? Do you guys do you still lay your phone down upside down when you leave the room?
I think it's such a habit. I actually consciously try not to do that no more. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like sometimes it's just such a habit. You know what I mean? It don't be nothing. And I know sometimes it gives off
Yeah, I try.
the idea that you're trying to hide something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
I
I'll
try.
flip it back over sometimes, but a lot of times I do it unconsciously.
and you also have to remember 50% of the time, it's probably going to be down. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at it and say, "Oh, I got to make sure it's turned up." Shit, wherever it
Right.
is, I put it down. That's where it is. It don't necessarily have to be intentional. Oh, you put your phone down. No, it's still it's one or the other.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Simple as that.
I think some people look at that as like, nah, why you gotta you
But
going through the
see,
why you gotta put your phone? Why you
I just
gotta
want
put your
those
phone?
are the people looking for issues. Those are
And
the
I
people
want people to
that
mature. I want people to mature and get to a level where this is something they don't even want to do. You see what I'm saying? Like to me, we're looking at it only from the one side of you can grow to a point where you will give a person this access. You also can grow to a point where you don't even ask for this type of stuff.
Yeah.
This type of stuff is not even something you ask for. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not even gonna hold you. I used to be that girl that used to go through phones.
Right.
I don't have I don't care to do it because I feel like whatever's happening in the background is gonna come to light eventually anyway.
That's
So
how I feel too. That's how I
The
feel
truth
too.
will be
Until
out.
you know who you're dealing with. I don't know why people be fronting, dog. Like girls act so delulu. No, I really think they are delulu. Sometimes I try to think they acting, but I'm starting to be convinced they really are just delulu. Like you dating a popular,
Well, yeah.
handsome, well, known guy, and you looking through his phone. What the fuck is you looking through his phone? What you thinking there? Like I'm like, it's like it's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like enjoy the fact that you his number one. You're the one he claims. But don't date that type of guy. Like, why are you always constantly trying to change and then say this person is not mature because they don't want to be the person you want them to be? No, you're retarded for trying to make this person who's not exhibiting anything other than who he's always been into a person you want him to be. It's really based in arrogance. To me, it's arrogance and control, and manipulation and name calling. Oh, he's this. When is he gonna grow up? How about you stop dating niggas that's like that? Because that's why I call you Delulu. You're gonna date. I
The
know it's
Lulu.
because you Delulu because you've been taught your whole life you can get everything. Men know you can't get everything. You're not getting no super beautiful girl 9 times out of 10, and it's not gonna cost you no money.
Yeah.
It go together. It go together. You get you an extremely beautiful woman, it's gonna cost you a little bit of
I have
money. That's
been
how
there.
I go.
Been there.
Okay. If you dating a guy that is well known, popular, whatever, do well in life, handsome, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna be highly desired by other women as well. And it's a good chance that if he unless he makes a decision within himself, but if it's a good chance that he's living a certain lifestyle. And if he's living that certain lifestyle, you're the only fool, in my opinion, that thinks that he's going to become a different person overnight now that he loves you. No, he loves you. But let me tell you something. If you've been a player for 10 or 15 years, you don't stop being a player once you fall in love with a girl. Okay. It's a gradual process that you weed out. You know what I'm
So,
saying? It don't happen overnight though. You know what I'm saying?
so let me expound on that. There are a lot of good dudes out there that have laid down the player's hat for the right woman. But
Right.
I got to be honest, that is more about the growth between him and God than it is about him and the lady, right? And so, women, the majority of you have this concept that I am the one that can change him. And you are
Yes.
100% wrong.
Arrogance. I told
I,
you.
I,
Yeah.
I won't even say arrogance, right?
I
Because
think
It's not.
so.
to some degree, sometimes it is. But all of the women that I know that have that, they just have a need to care for something,
Yeah,
right?
that's the nature of a woman.
They have that desire to,
Repair
to
things.
find someone and say, "Hey, I was able to get you to a certain
No,
situation."
it's
So
ego. No, it be ego. It don't be based. No,
it,
it do not be based in a desire to nurture these guys. It be based in I'm that shit. I'm the one that got him to change. See, it be ego. It don't be no
so once
pureness.
again, that is some of them.
Can,
Yes,
can I
that's
say
not
something?
all. Ouch.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
Women were created to be nurturers. So when we encounter someone, when we encounter this is our nature. Our nature is to carry, to nurture, to care for. We carry babies for for 40 weeks. That's our natural nature, to be caring beings or to be someone who builds things up. You give us a project, we're going to build it up. That's why we need a man with a vision so that we can help him with his vision. Okay, that's why they call us a helpmate, because when we see a problem, we want to find a solution. Now, I'm not going to say that every woman you encounter is not in ego. I'm not going to sit here and say that. But I will
Right.
say the likelihood of a woman, of you encountering a real woman, okay, who has that, because all women are not born with that nurturing of a ability. But when you encounter a woman who has that, then yes, she is going to come in looking at areas of your life that need or could be improved, not just for her sake, not just for you to be a better man for her. Now, a lot of women will try to improve you to be a better man for her. However, we see things different and we reflect who the man that we're dealing with is. So you give me something, I'm going to turn it into something that's going to help you.
Okay.
So
I
if I
just think
see
that you
you,
think that women are, I think fundamentally, I agree with that's what some women are. I just think when
most
you
that's the
spit,
nature
no,
of the
I
woman.
think, right, I think most women are not, modern day women are not good at being a woman. That's what I'm saying. Like these natural traits that are supposed to come natural to you guys, I just don't think most women
Then
are
we could just
not
say
good
that
at
about
being
men
women.
too. Then we
You
need to
sure
say that about
can.
men too, because these
No, you
men
don't
out here
need
are
to
some.
say
We
it.
got a whole,
You
society of
could say
bitches.
it.
I'm just
I agree.
saying.
And guess what? I would agree. I wouldn't have an issue with that. You see what I mean? I would agree. It's a lot of niggas that was raised by baby mothers that ain't worth shit, that never turned out to be nothing, and now they grown men and now they ain't nothing. I
But
agree.
why they raised by baby mamas? Can we address why?
Because a lot of our women don't care about getting married before they
That's
have a baby.
bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That is every time you say that, FA, I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
I mean, that's fine. But I just want you to call bullshit with some type of statistics and not just
I
opinions.
mean, you're talking to someone who is a product,
Okay, but the world
okay?
don't revolve around you, baby.
But I guarantee you, there are more women out here wishing to be married with children
I don't
than
care.
there
I don't
are
care what
women
they
out
wish.
here
I
wishing to
don't
be
care what
single
they
women.
wish. I don't care what they
You think a
wish.
woman walks up
I
to a
don't
man
care what
saying,
they
"Get me
wish,
pregnant"?
baby. I don't
You
care what
think?
they wish.
Do
I
you
only
really
care what they
believe
do.
that it's for you to believe that a woman desires for a man to get her pregnant
I think you
before he
missing that.
marries her?
Does a woman
No
control?
woman.
Does a woman control if she gets pregnant?
A man does too. The
I didn't
hell?
ask you that. Can you
The
just answer my
fuck?
question? Do a
Wait a minute.
woman control
No.
if she
A
gets pregnant
woman
or not?
and a woman and a man both take equal
Can a
responsibility in a
woman
woman getting
can
pregnant.
a woman control if she gets pregnant?
A man can too.
So you gonna answer the question or no?
I did. That's my answer.
Okay, so if a woman can control if she gets
Because why
pregnant,
we put all the
then
responsibility on the
then
woman?
don't because
She can't
if
do it without a
she
seed. What's
get
she gonna do?
pregnant,
Hold you down and
she
take
gets.
your sperm?
Well, I don't want to turn this into a circular argument.
I
At the
mean,
end
I'm
of
just
the day, this is
saying.
what I'll
I'm just
say. I
saying.
know,
What
but
do
we
we
go through the
do?
same thing. Fundamentally, we view this differently, and it's fine. I disagree with you adamantly. I think you lack accountability in this area. It's always what about the man? Well, not in every topic, but when it comes to this particular topic, we tend to constantly disagree. And
Why
all
do
I'm gonna
y'all
just
want to
say
be the
this:
head? Why do y'all want to be the head when
we
you don't
moving the
have to be
goalpost.
accountability?
I'll rather you can talk
That's
about
what
this. I don't want to do
that's
this no
what
more.
bothers. Okay, let me
No,
say
no, I
this.
don't want to
Okay,
go. No, no,
y'all.
I don't want to go down
Why?
that road because the
Why?
conversation was about something else.
Yeah.
But
But
go ahead.
Let's go.
why do we have to acknowledge that men are the head when they
Right.
choose to not be accountable?
So all I'm gonna
We
say
have
is this.
men. Hold
So
on, hold on. We have men who expect certain things that they do not give.
who
If
cares? Who cares?
let's
Who
talk about
cares
the
about
topic.
this stuff? Do you date trash?
Who, me? I'm not dating
Yes.
shit right now. I'm not dating nothing.
Okay.
I'm dating myself.
Would you date trash?
Not at this point in my life.
Would you
No.
date low level
I
men?
have been
No,
known.
no, no, no.
I
Okay, that's
have
fine.
I
I know.
have been
Would you date?
known.
That's
I
fine. But
have been
I'm not
known.
trying to do a deep dive. I'm asking you, would you date trash now?
Not now.
Would
No.
you do trash exist?
Of course.
Why? So do you care about trash? If that's not what you dating,
Who, me? Not at all.
so we don't need to keep bringing up certain these low level guys. It's
But
irrelevant.
you keep
And what
bringing
I'm
up the
saying,
certain low level women.
well,
Okay.
no, I don't
Hold
believe
on,
every
hold
woman
on,
that has a baby is low level. I think
hold
they
on,
low
y'all, because
value, but maybe not low level.
we
Go ahead.
went all the way left with this.
Right, right.
Mama said,
That's
woman,
because you're talking to a Carter woman.
uh,
Ah!
Mm.
Say it again.
wait, Mama said women don't turn their phones upside down. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker.
Yes, they do.
Hey, they do.
Uh,
I've been known. Hey,
Yes, they
now hold
do.
on. I'm a woman and
So,
I've been known
So,
to turn my phone upside down in time or two. Just
your
um,
mama
saying.
your mama was turning the rotary phone down. That's
you know what? Don't do that to my
right.
mama.
That
New
phone
folks,
didn't
welcome
turn
to
down.
Discussions with Dee Parker. We're chatting today about should your a partner have access to your phone. Mama has a hang up with people in their phones. She sorry, Mama, I don't mean to put your business out there, but she
Mm.
does not like when the man turns the phone upside down. She feels like he has something to hide when he.
That's because she triggered.
I said it.
So
Triggered.
can I can
I
I
I
give my
told you
can I give my
it
view on
really
the? I
be
still haven't given.
insecurities, man. It
I
be
have not
based
given
in
my view
insecurities a lot of
on the
time. I said that
comment
earlier.
on the
Go ahead,
topic.
baby. Go ahead,
I
baby.
haven't given my view on the topic. Okay,
Let's do
first
it,
off,
LT.
there's a difference between dating and marriage. Okay, if I'm dating, I don't want to have access to your phone, and I'm not giving you access to my phone.
So let's say
Once we enter a marriage
a
situation,
covenant.
things should change. That's covenant, and it's more than just I don't want you to have this information. What about safety? What about this person carries your legacy? If something happens to you, they need to be able to access certain things. And if they don't have access to your phone, how can they help, get certain things done?
The phone company give it
When
to
you
you.
can't.
When you
But
put
why
when
would
you
you put your
produce,
loved one through that?
So
That
I
don't
have
Ted,
a
even make
problem with
sense.
why.
Ted, you have
That's not
Let me
traumatic.
Harlem Nights. You have no problems with giving your partner access to your phone.
hell no, because
Okay.
why we together if I can't share everything with you?
Okay.
Mm.
If we
Um.
walking together and I got things I can't share with you, then you don't need to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
walking with me.
I think that right. I agree with that. To all the fellas listening, make sure y'all hear that. But
Yeah,
this
if
is what
you
I
if
will say. For don't walk with her. What I'm saying
yeah, don't
is,
walk with me.
for on my side of town, not just my life, but the type of men that I revere and I view, we take responsibility and pride in being a leader. And one of our responsibilities is again covering our wives and protecting them from themselves.
You
Right.
must protect this house.
Right. And a lot of times, I say this boldly a lot, I mean, bluntly to my wife a lot, but I'm not being serious. I mean, I'm not being literal. I'll be like, you don't listen to no woman. They don't know no better. I'll be just talking bluntly. But what I'm really saying is a lot of women lose their ability to use their intellect when their emotion is high. And this is why I say sometimes you have to think for them. You have to protect them for themselves. They don't think, they look at their life. They made a bunch of bad decisions. They got a bunch of baby mamas. They got a bunch of different boyfriends. They got a bunch of different, like a lot of times they make emotional, they fall in love with every new nigga they date. And then they make a bunch of decisions and then they get out of it. And then they say, oh, I was in love. But you've been in love like 7 times now. You see what I'm saying? And they got a bunch of long life of bad decisions. So sometimes you gotta help them make decisions for them because they don't make, some women, not all, don't make good decisions a lot when they're in an emotional state. This is why back in the day, a lot of times when somebody would date a guy, you would bring them to your father and your uncles and your brothers because they're not emotionally attached to this guy. So they have the ability to evaluate him a little more clearer. And that happens with your wife or your girlfriend too. Fellas, if you the man in your house and meaning like you doing all the stuff a man is supposed to do, one of those things is studying your woman and recognizing her weaknesses and knowing that you need to protect her from herself until she gets better in this area, right? And what I'm saying is, I know you're a typical black girl, grew up in the inner city, dated a lot of different players and guys, you know what I mean, that may have corrupted your view of men to a certain degree because guys have done you wrong or dirty or whatever the case may be, right? I may have to flow feed you certain things until you maybe build up enough trust or confidence or heal to a certain degree before I start just giving you open access to everything. Because Joey Cakes just said it. He said I think he said he sells cakes and that's his business and he still sells cakes to his ex.
Yeah.
Now, what if he's selling cakes to his ex, but all she see is interaction between his ex and her? And then a lot of times what if her brain shuts off? So all I'm saying is in some cases, now if you're dealing with a mature woman like how Rashad said, or not just a mature woman, but y'all in a state where you guys are in a space where you guys can do that type of stuff, where the motivation is not necessarily negative to catch anything, then sure. But I think a lot of, especially young relationships or just it don't even matter. A lot of people young even when they old, but a lot of relationships you need to slow walk them. That's all I'm gonna say. You need to slow walk them.
Can I respond to that?
Yes, you can.
I think you need to. I think you need to slow walk. I think you need to slow walk with everybody you mess with.
Mm,
I think women need to slow walk with men, just like men need to slow walk with women. Men can
Agree
be
with
just
that.
as emotional. Men can be just as emotional as women. So for us to sit here and
Yes.
say that women are emotionally irresponsible, I think life teaches us to have responsibility when it comes to our emotions. After we
Yeah.
done spazzed out on so many different people and broke windows and flattened tires, and you done went to jail and did all this extra stuff, you learn that, hey, none of that got me anything. I can't
Mhm.
control people. I can't
Some people
control how
learn.
people move. So some
Some
people,
people
right,
learn.
some people learn.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you learn.
Exactly. I agree with
Otherwise,
that.
you can end up ruining your life. But
I,
I think people in general have the ability, especially when we
Hmm.
introduce sex into a relationship. A lot of people do not realize how much weight
A
intimacy
lot of women don't
holds.
realize.
Men don't either, because
I
you
don't
got
think.
men killing whole. You got men to kill their whole family.
yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
I done
Oh
seen
no, I
men go
agree with
kill
that.
the side chick. He messing with the side chick, and he in his feelings about the
No, I
side
think
chick.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. I
So
wasn't.
I'm just
My
saying,
objection wasn't to that. But go ahead. But go ahead.
I'm
But
just
I agree
saying,
with that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to stop saying it's women. We got to stop saying it's men. It's people in general who have not been taught to relate to one another. That is the
No, I don't.
problem.
I don't
People
have an
have.
issue with assigning certain things to women and men. I believe
Well,
that
I'm just
women
saying
struggle in
there.
certain areas, and I believe men struggle in certain areas. So I
So
don't look at this even
men
across
are
the whole board stuff.
listen, men are just as emotional. I done been in some friends with benefits situations that the nigga done straight flipped the script. Bruh,
Right. Yep.
I need you to keep it together. This was supposed to be friends with benefits.
Nah, man. But if
And
you was
now
a,
you
but
talking
if
about
you
why
was
I
a,
didn't check in. I'm
but
not checking in.
if
You're
you
not
was
my
a real
man.
player, if you was a real player, then you gotta know you gotta spoon feed certain niggas. You can't be doing all that stuff and hooking
Hey,
them.
hey,
I
the game is to be
Some of these
the
men
game is
be
to be
so
sold,
thirsty.
not sold, sir.
uh,
But some of these men be so thirsty. You
and you
can
be so
spoon
pressed,
feed them,
and you
and
be
they
so pressed to
still
give,
be
and you be so pressed to give them water. So why the
You
hell
know
no,
we,
what?
you know what
Time,
I'm saying?
time
no,
out.
So
not at
you know
all.
what
Time out.
Not
Quarter,
at
quarter,
all.
quarter,
I'm
quarter,
just
I
quarter.
saying
Hold on.
we gotta hold both
Harlem Night and
parties.
essay. Time out.
We gotta hold
Rashad,
both
you have
parties
something.
of
Hold on,
responsible.
Harlem Nights. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. Oh my gosh, you two are off the chain. We are discussing today about should your partner have access to your phone? Hold on, Rashad, before you make a comment. Let me get some of these comments off real quick. Um, Mama said, "Fa, stop dealing with them hoes. You say that they don't want to be married. That's incorrect. Many men don't want to get married." Joey Cake said, "Mama, what you cooking tonight?" Joey, be quiet. Or said, "Staying out of this." Mama said, "Someone who actually checks FA. I love it." And Mama said, "And I'm normally right, Rashad, and FA. And for FA, I have never had a problem getting a man, and not no bum man
Who
either."
was that? Who said that?
Mama. Mama said
Oh no! All
Mama
right.
said men kill their women more than women kill. Okay, go ahead, Rashad.
Man, I don't even remember where we left off. It's y'all are all over the place today, man. I'm telling you, just I need y'all in a boxing ring debating. That would be good.
Listen, that's what we need. We need a ding 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 ding.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Wait. I'm gonna get that sound effect. So when y'all get out,
Ding
y'all go back to
ding
your
ding.
respective corners. It's over. The round is over.
yeah.
I'm gonna get that sound effect so y'all know the round is over.
Yeah.
See, I think I think for so long women have conformed to, and still do, but for so long women have conformed to what they have to accept from a man, because they feel like that's all that's what's being offered, and if I don't take this, then I won't have anything. So we will allow a man to hide his phone and act like it's not a big deal, but internalize, I wonder what's in his phone, or I wonder what he's hiding. And then
Yeah.
the minute he disappears, we going through the phone to see what he's hiding. And then now we mad or we hurt because we found something that we should have. If you guessing, or if you wondering, or if you got women's intuition, If you guessing or you wondering, then 9 times out of 10, there's something that's not being spoken of. And if you got that feeling inside of you, then you got to decide, am I willing to accept
Oh
the
Lord.
fact that he's hiding something, or am I going to make an issue and try to get this
I
situation
ain't
under
got no
control?
sympathy for these hoes. At the end of the day, faithful men exist. Faithful men exist.
I think they do.
They just not attractive and they don't have money. Go date them. If being faithful is so
Wait,
important
wait
to
a
you,
minute. Hold on. No,
on
we
a large
can't.
scale, on a large scale, on a large
I'm
scale, on a
like, we
large
just can't
scale.
say that. I mean, here's
Oh
the
no,
deal.
on a large scale. So this is why
Wait a
this is
minute.
why
I'm
I think
faithful. Look,
right. I'm not denying that.
We
I'm
need
not
some
denying
side
that.
effects. We need some
I
side
just hate
effects.
the
what you trying to say,
circular.
bro?
We
Women
need
just
some
want it
side
all.
effects.
I really
Rashad
think y'all need to get hit on
Rashad
side
said,
y'all
don't
head
do
or
me
something
like
like
that.
that.
Rashad
Because
said,
at the
don't
end
do
of the
him like
day,
that.
if you prioritize having a faithful monogamous man, then go stop looking for men that got money. Stop looking for men that are tall. Stop looking for men that are handsome. Stop looking. Prioritize what you want. If monogamy is what you want, they exist. Go get that
Yeah, but
guy. Stop
yeah,
trying to
but
make the other
sometimes
guy monogamous and then
the
cry and complain and, oh, I got women intuition. So when he walks away, I think he's doing it. Stop dating guys. You go
That
date the nigga that don't got other women. They exist. So
yeah,
that's
but
why I
I
said I
also
ain't
think
crying
that
no tears. You know who you dating? You think I cried tears for a broad that date an NBA player? Talking about he cheating on you? You's a dummy. You just dumb. That's how I know
you
you just
ready?
dumb. You just dumb.
You ready? They
Date the
ready.
faithful guy.
I sick of FA slick comments
Hmm.
and I don't please. I don't know what you trying to
Girl, put on mute. Don't nobody want to hear your conversation with the
play.
people in there. Put on mute.
Before said, whoa, I don't agree with that, FA, on his own. And Mama said, so FA, you not faithful? And
I am
Mama said,
now.
ugly men cheat too. They do.
No, I said they gotta be broke, baby.
You might have.
They gotta be broke and unattractive. Listen, this is the reality. And this is I know it's because you've been lied to your whole life as a woman. You've been told you can have it all. But the reality is men know you don't get it all. So what you gotta do is you gotta prioritize the top three things you're looking for. And understand you may not get the other things on your list. So if you want for like I would tell my daughter, if you want an extremely monogamous guy, it's a great probability that he's not going to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
He can't be that attractive. I'm just letting you know. So if it means that much to you, then this is the better chances of being able to obtain that. You have to be able to strike these out. That's like me trying to tell a guy, oh, you want a girl that's extremely beautiful? Oh, you're probably going to need some money. You're probably going to need some money. Okay, that's just the reality. You don't have to like it. That's why I don't cry no tears. Go get you. There are so many niggas that work at the bus company or pick up trash or do laundry or bag groceries that will never cheat on you. I promise you, they are out here. So stop crying me a river, acting like these men that are faithful don't exist. They exist. You just don't want them. So that's why I don't have no sympathy when I hear him say that. All I hear is women crying over men that the rest of the world knew was gonna cheat on you.
Efe,
The
let me
whole world but you. The whole world but you knew.
Efe, let me ask you a question. Eventually you
Yeah.
will give your wife access to your phone.
Maybe. Yeah, sure. Sure.
That
Sure. I'm
didn't
not,
sound
yeah,
very
sure.
convincing.
No, sure. I think so. I think I agree with Rashad when he says he said we knew, and it's a lot of things. Even when you first get married, you're still trying to. What I have learned, you're still adjusting to being not single anymore and
You
doing things the
attempt.
way that you're doing. So it's a process, and I agree. In time, we might we'll get to a stage where I would be okay with that. I would question the reason. I would always question the reason though. Like why do you want to look through my phone?
Girl, if you
Yeah.
don't put them big ass headphones
Yeah,
on
she
mute,
loud. That's not loud.
put them big ass,
Yeah,
yes,
it's just
the only
me.
one with them big ass loud headphones.
Y'all gonna stop messing with
Go
Harlem.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. But yeah, I'll
So,
get
here-
to it one
so,
day.
here's the deal. Here's the deal. What Hefe is saying, because we have the same message. It's just delivered in two different ways.
Different. I agree.
What Hefe is saying is that women have been taught to live in the disillusion,
Mm,
right? Statistically, every woman out there is trying to get the top 2% of men in society. That statistically can't happen.
mhm.
Yet women
Hold
continue,
on to it.
and
Yep.
here's another horrible point that we really never bring up. One of your main challenges as women that are looking for relationships, one of your main challenges is other women that are in the type of relationship that you want.
Yep.
Because what they say is, oh, if I could get one, girl, you can get one.
Yeah.
You can't say that to everybody because it ain't true.
'Cause all
Mm-mm.
y'all don't look the same.
But here's the deal. Even if you do look the same, right?
Oh yeah, statistically, right. It's just not possible.
Statistically, it
Yeah,
cannot happen.
that's true.
And
Yeah.
so the rationalization is not considered. You only consider the elements of I have been taught that I can have what I want and I'm not
Have it all.
scared for less. And so that's what that whole conversation about lowering standards and
Yeah, all that
settling,
silly
all of
shit.
these other
Yeah.
things. Think about it. If you got 60% of women out there talking about I ain't gonna settle, it ain't enough men for all y'all.
and I gotta say this before I let you finish. And how you not settling? You don't get to do, you don't create your own value. We tell you your value. I don't care that you look in the mirror and say you all that. When I look at you, I say you average. And when I look at you, how your health condition, your weight, how you carry yourself, how you talk, how you smack when you chew and you smack it, and you do all of this extra shit, and then you tell me,
Hey, hey,
and then you turn around and say you got all this value. No, you don't have all this value, girl. You're not settling. I have to be an advocate for the average man, and I must
Listen
say
here,
this:
FA.
you're not settling. Stop thinking you are superior to average men. In most cases, you are on their level or beneath their level. You are not the superior woman. You have let
Listen,
yourself go. You
FA.
done made a long. You still smoke cigarettes. You
Listen,
a catch and you
FA.
smoke cigarettes. Come on,
Listen,
man, get out of
FA. I'm
here.
gonna smack on my Popeyes chicken. I don't care who like it, okay?
I
Cause
don't care.
hey,
that chicken from Popeyes. I'm ready.
hey. So,
Now,
she coming off mute. I see
um,
that big ass
Mama
thing in
said
there.
I definitely don't want no bitter man, and she said, "What? Get the f out of here." Tan Harlem Nights.
Well,
Uh
okay, she tripping. So, but I mean,
oh.
so to Hefe's point, every woman out here is being gaslit
Yeah,
and by thinking that she's top tier.
yeah.
This way, I don't know one chick out there that don't think her pussy is platinum.
There you go.
I
I
mean,
don't know one.
you ain't lying. I mean, there.
I mean, it'd be some big nasty chicks up there to be
Come
like,
on.
"Oh,
Mm.
you ain't never had this," and that's by design. I mean, it's,
No, it was intentional.
You ain't. I mean, there's no lies detected. There, that's what they be thinking is life changing. The poom poom is going to change our lives, and then they get the poom poom up and realize it didn't change nothing. So
Not
I
a
agree
thing.
with y'all on that. Hold on, because I do got some new folks. Welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We're chatting today about, and we're almost done. Should your partner have access to your phone? Welcome, P. Cam Brown. Pretty lucky for said, and it's likely that you aren't settling. Most high value men are married. Most of us become successful and rich after marrying a good woman. Say it
That's
again.
true. That's true. Well, some cases, yeah.
well, no, many cases, right? Because one of the benefits of finding the right woman is that she helps you to
Yeah.
focus, right? So just like Latandra was saying, women are there to help enhance whatever it is that you have and whatever it is you have access to, right?
Hmm.
Because they have a drive. They are an additional drive behind what it is that we do in the first place. And so, wait a minute. your value will never depend on what a man says. So here's the
She said my value.
no, she said her value. She meant value.
Yeah, she said my
value.
value will never depend on what a man
Yeah.
says.
So
Okay.
here's the you don't have to, FA, I got it. So here's the deal, Mom. The reason that you have to consider how a man perceives you is because it is the man that will come to pursue you. And you can believe that you are a 10 all day. But at the end of the day, if there is no man that sees you as a 10, then where is the actual value? You're saying I'm a 10, but no one is seeing you as a 10. So my question to you is, then who really determines the value? Because you can see yourself as a 10. Now, I understand that some men try to devalue you, right? Now, I don't agree in that, and you should have a level of understanding and expectation and esteem for yourself, right? But you don't set the value, right? You just understand that you will not be undervalued, but you can't say, look, you need to meet me here. Because if you don't, to Hefe's point, you smoking, you got a pack of Marlboros in your purse. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, you don't know how to dress for professional occasions. Everything that you got, look, all women don't go to church. And so if you find a man that's into church and all you got is short skirts, because I've seen them, I've seen it. And so it's just like, you got to understand, it is the customer base that determines value.
I was just about to say that. It's the buyer, not the seller. The
Yeah.
buyer determines the price, not the seller. If you sell something for a price and no one is buying it, you must lower the price.
Yeah.
That's how it works, baby. We
It's
are the
supply and demand.
consumer.
Supply and demand.
We determine the value of something, baby.
Sir, G-Man58 said, and a lot of well-off left a good woman broke. And Mama said, in myself.
Okay, well.
Can I respond to what Rashad was saying?
Yeah.
I don't disagree with what you were saying, Rashad, but I feel like at the same time we attract. A lot of times we attract what we reflect, and I think a lot of people have to kind of take an account of who they are, like for real, like y'all talking about smoking cigarettes. Like for me, what I notice is if I attract a man that smokes cigarettes, I feel like that's a reflection of something that I'm reflecting within myself. Or if I attract a man that has like now in my life, if I attract a man that has things about him or characteristics about him that I find low grade, I'm like, okay, well, Tan, what are you wearing? What are you reflecting? What are you showing? Because men are visual creatures. Yeah. So I'm gonna attract, what I'm showing the world. Now that in and of itself, understanding that made me start challenging myself for what I'm showing the world that I am. Am I walking around looking like I don't have, self-value? Am I walking around with my image low? What am I showing the world? Because if that's what I'm pulling in, then that's what I'm presenting. And a lot of us don't like to acknowledge that, we have the power. We do. How y'all was saying you can't have what you want. I don't believe that you can't have what you want. I believe that
Nobody said that.
But y'all said you can't have it all.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
No. I didn't even say that.
No, you think
all I said was there is a low probability. You just got to do arithmetic.
Okay, so this is. I feel like because this is where I am in my life right now. So I can only speak for myself, and I can only speak from where I am. I ain't gonna sit on here and talk for everybody. Okay. I feel like if you are patient with yourself and you do the work, and you don't allow yourself to be pulled in, and you can look and see over the past where you've made those mistakes, and you're choosing to do things differently, then you can have what you work to receive.
No, you
Okay.
You
can't.
know, and I feel like I was gonna say I feel like the problem is with women, we have been taught and trained that you gotta have a man, grow up. Like the epitome of success is marriage. If
Yeah.
you don't have a man in your life, you're not a complete woman, or
I
there's
agree with
something
that.
wrong with you.
I
But yet
really do agree with
we're
that.
not teaching men. We're not teaching men. You know, hey, if you grow up and get you a wife, no, we teach men to work hard, build a career, build a life. So the message that women are getting
I
is
don't think we
totally
teach
different
men
from the
that.
message. We entire. I promise you. Let me show you an example. When a little girl is 5 years old, for Christmas or for her birthday, she gets a baby doll.
Why?
Or
Why
she
did
gets
she
a
get one?
Barbie. Hold on. She gets a Barbie and a Ken, right?
Okay. Yeah.
When a boy is 5 years old, we buy him a Tonka truck,
Mhm.
a
Right.
transformer, a
Right.
superhero toy. We're
See?
teaching two totally different messages,
Yeah, we
but
teaching
yet
the
we
boy
are,
to work. We
hold
teaching
on,
the woman
right,
to nurture.
right, right, right. And I'm not saying that that's a problem, but I'm saying just the way, because we teach women to work too,
Yeah.
because Barbie comes in a
Sure.
nurse, Barbie
Sure,
comes
sure.
in a school teacher, but
Right.
we
There you
don't teach
go.
men. There's nothing that teaches men unless a
You
man
know
has an
why?
example. Hold
I,
on, let me
My
finish.
bad, my
I
bad,
know.
my
Let
bad.
me
Go ahead.
finish. Unless a man has an example in his life that's teaching him to be that husband, to be
Yeah.
that father, he's not learning that. And most men, most boys grow up and they don't have that father. They don't have that man because it's just, I believe a lot of it has to do with systemic racism and
Mm.
classism and a lot of the things that has gone on in society that has completely created this divide between man and woman in general.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a woman, we have to understand or come to grips with you were systemically taught that marriage is that's where you are supposed to be. And if
You
you
are.
35, 40 years old and you haven't gotten married or have had a baby,
It's
something's
rough for
wrong with
you.
you or you're not adding up as a woman. And I
I
feel
agree with
like
that.
that belief and that teaching, especially in a black household, is what has
Mhm.
caused a lot of women
Mm.
to make those mistakes and
Mm.
choose those men because I was off of the ring at 19,
And most of these
20,
girls,
19,
See,
20. I was off of the ring.
these are,
that's why I
these are
didn't
not,
take you to the
yeah,
prom. Right
but
there.
You a
listen,
That's why I didn't
hater.
take
You
you to the
still a
prom.
these are
hater.
not
You
real
still a hater.
concerns.
You
These not
still a
real.
hater. You
These
still
are
a
not real
hater,
concerns because the
Rashad.
majority of
You
women,
still,
the majority of our women are not being proposed to. So these are not
you still a
real.
hater, Rashad.
And most of these
I was
women are
all
baby
ready to
mamas
take.
before they 30 anyway. I mean, before they 35 anyway. So we just know that to be statistically a fact. These are not realistic examples. But I will say this though. I think that men don't have to be taught to grow up and be a husband because most men didn't drink the Kool-Aid. We didn't go around saying we don't need a woman. We didn't really drink this independence of women thing. Most men grow up and want a family. We don't actually have to tell them. It's naturally still in us. It's just that most men I know want to be married. They may not want to be married no more, but most men do want a family. I think marriage is still in a lot of men. Just in general, we honestly, we work really hard to give it away. Once we get a bunch of money, we don't really have a lot of purpose for other than to give it to somebody. You know what I'm saying? To give it to your wife, give it to your children, give it to your family. So I just think that a lot of men didn't drink the Kool-Aid and wasn't going around saying they don't need women. It's just we don't need to be taught that because we still want it. Nobody taught me to go get. Nobody had to tell me I wanted to have a wife, and I know most niggas want to be married
Yeah, but
You
one
wanna have
day.
a wife, a man will wanna have a wife, but then he needs 15 different side chicks for his
well,
ego at the same
so
time.
Yeah, yeah.
so so
Sometimes,
so here,
sometimes.
But
yeah.
that's that
So hold on, real. I got the tangent. Hold on. So the issue with the Kool-Aid that you're talking about, Hefe, is the fact that yeah, men, we have this desire to have the family, but the issue is that we only want the family structure the way that we believe that it should be provided,
Yep.
right?
Right.
And
right,
so
right.
we are selfish in that particular nature because if we have one woman, and I got some fraternity brothers that's just like, hey, it wasn't meant for man to only have one woman. You know, God meant for us to all have. And then you got the niggas, yeah, man, you know, poly this, poly that, and then sister wives and all that other shit. That's all selfish. It's all selfish shit. Because you can talk about all of this poly shit if you want, but if another man was introduced into the scenario, it would be hell no.
It'll be a problem, right? Ego.
And that's every single one of them. Bruh, tell me you got a partner that is okay with having a man be
I had an emotional reaction to even the
exactly. That's what, okay. That's the point. Yeah,
even the
exactly.
suggestion. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Exactly. So once again, that selfish nature is what men deal with, right? And so unfortunately, it's selfishness on both ends. And we do not do a good enough job communicating about needs, desires, wants, and sacrifice. Sacrifice is that word that nobody wants to fuck with. You don't want to fuck with sacrifice. You want understanding. I'll understand, but don't make me have to
let it go.
Don't make me put myself into a position to where I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We don't like being uncomfortable. We like the comfort zone, but there is no growth in the comfort zone. And so the issue that there is no growth, no growth.
I agree.
I'm not saying you can't be successful. I'm not saying you can't be successful, but there are a lot of people that are already successful. You don't grow beyond that current level of success if you stay with them same thoughts, right?
Yeah,
Kevin
have to value what you're saying, but yeah.
Kevin Samuels was, he was very successful, but he did not have a growth mindset because he was unwilling to change his thought process. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying he was not growing. Growing means to change and evolve the way that you feel, believe, and think. He wasn't willing to do that.
I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that because I don't think you got to constantly be changing. Like, you can reach a level where you're good.
Yeah.
Bruh,
the world changes.
Changing and adjusting is not the same thing, but...
no, agreed, 100%.
But change is necessary.
You should be adjusting, but you don't got to always be changing. Like, that, to me, you can reach a status of maturity. Now, once you get to that level, there is no other level to reach. Like, it's not infinity levels now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
here's the deal. There are not infinity levels, but there are always new levels for every new stage of life, right? Yeah. You are always growing, and you will always grow beyond wherever you were 10 years ago. Your understanding of life will continue to change. You will have more concepts, right? And so the only point that I'm making is that this goes back to the same thing that I say on every time I end this call. We have an issue understanding the need for us to truly listen and listen for understanding to the other side.
Right.
We don't listen for understanding. We don't try to understand. We try to force the other side to
feel,
understand what we're saying.
Right. And feel how we feel.
And so that's the struggle. That's the battle. That is what society has all of these podcasts on social media doing. They have everybody talking to fight for their point. Yeah. But nobody's listening. And so
well, you know what? You know what I say for the most part? God damn, she loud. It's loud.
Where the hell are you, Ken? Are you in a tornado?
The airport.
You in a tornado?
We can't hear you, boo.
You know what I always say though, Rashad? It's not that I disagree with you. I think I agree with a lot of things essentially everything you said. I just, you know what? At the end of the day, people can talk all they want. Like, I can see the results. And that's how I always say, you can say whatever you want. If you alone, how about this? You were not created to be alone. So if you are alone, God didn't create you to be alone.
No, everybody some people were not designed to be with somebody. No.
Okay, but that's a special calling. So unless you got a special calling, you see
I,
what I'm saying? You're not designed to be alone. And if you are alone, to me, it's just a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of the world, right? I know it'd be easier for you to say, no, it's everybody else's fault. You know what I mean? I'm a great catch. It's just no good men out here. No, I look at you. I can look at your life and I can say it'll show in your life. If you work hard and if you work out every day, but you don't lose no weight, I can tell you're not working out, right? So all I'm saying is think what you want, say what you want, all that's great. It will be reflected in your life. I'll be able to see it in your life, right? That's just all I'll be saying. I believe the results. I often don't care about what people say because everybody like to talk and sound good or make themselves sound better. But if I see your life is in disarray and it's not consistent, then it's a reflection of you. Don't really matter what I think. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Mama said,
We can't hear nothing,
are the
y'all. Jesus.
Tandra.
I'm
Come
not.
on, man.
My thing
It's
is
too
off. What's
loud.
wrong? What's me
No,
y'all
it's
not
not
hear?
off. We listening to you.
here
What
we go.
y'all listening to? I'm
Push
standing
mute.
outside.
Mute.
Okay, there we
There
go.
you go. See, look at everybody happy now. Look at us. We happy.
Goodness. Out
See?
of Mama said our fat. She said, "Shut up, Rashad. Fat, out of shape, big belly, smoke, drink, too much, bad breath, bad teeth, and got the nerve to be judgmental." Mama said they want the family structure and do everything they can do to destroy it. Joey Cake said, "Shad, this is why we need these discussions for speaking and for listening." And Mama said, "I love being alone by choice." All right, let's do some final thoughts. This was
They
a
all
great
say that.
day. She does say
They
that.
are.
I think
No, they are all the people that are alone, they always say that. Do you know
my
the
mama
worst
said
punish?
she's been
No, I'm
married.
saying
Oh,
that's fine. She's alone
she's
now. And all the women
engaged.
that are alone now, they always say they happy when they're alone. I just find it interesting. I ain't gonna argue with you. Maybe you are happy. I don't believe you, but what do I think don't matter? What do I think really doesn't matter? All I'm gonna say is this. I know that the hardest criminals, the hardest punishment known to man that they do to punish people is
Solitary
isolation.
confinement.
It's isolation. So you can tell everybody else that you're happy, and that's fine, baby. Listen. You got to go home at night, and you look in that mirror, and you know the truth. You know you want some. Not you, mom. I mean, maybe you, but I'm not necessarily directing
What
this at you.
I say?
What I'm
Yeah.
saying is, all the women out here that say they happy being alone and all this other shit.
I'm
Okay,
starting to believe her, Fa. I was like you was a skeptic. Start.
saying something over and over again don't make it true. That's all I'm gonna say.
I,
You know what I
well,
mean?
I'm like you. I believe in people. I don't believe words. I believe actions. And
Yeah.
she's moving around. You know.
Well,
What
I
was
can tell you this: the older you get, a lot of times the more stubborn you are, and or the more resolved in the reality that maybe you just didn't make it, right? Or maybe something
But
just
she's
not for you.
so
And
in
it's
my
not about her, just her, because I don't know her situation.
yeah. She's been married and had 3 marriage proposals. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. And they were all about men that she didn't value, so they mean nothing.
How
They
you
mean
not
nothing
value them?
because women don't turn down proposals by men that
She
they
never turned.
value.
She never turned the proposals down. She was
So she married 3 different men,
no. Something happened and then they didn't get married.
all 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, it was twice to the same person. I'll say that. Yeah. So it was actually twice, but the same person proposed twice.
Okay, that's real complicated.
hey,
But look,
Mama
that's a
said,
lot going on.
"Don't trust me." Plus, Mama said, "I'm not alone. I have people in my life, and I'm smiling every day without a man." All right, let's do some final thoughts so we can wrap this up. Ha.
let's let big ass beats go.
Mhm.
Listen. You gonna leave my friend alone? First of all, you turned her down for the prom, and you still ain't told us why.
Hey, I told her down
Okay.
for the prom because she had an engagement ring on.
You a
Shit.
damn lie. That ain't why you turned her down. Okay. Why you turned my friend down for the prom? She conjured up the nerve to ask
Look, she had a crazy ass ex out there that was trying to propose at the damn prom. I'm trying to run from him.
you. Go ahead, Tan. Harlem
he
Night, go
he
first.
threatened me. He said if I go to the prom with you,
And
he
you should
said
have
it's
never led
over
with
for
that
me.
story because now he about to run with it. I ain't gonna run with that damn story. He don't want to tell why he didn't.
Now you got to take it off of mute. Why is the mute button defeating you today?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
You
Yeah,
done sat there and told a
Mama
whole
said
new story.
Mama said, what was the problem, Rashad? Her booty wasn't big enough? LOL.
I took a big booty chick to the prom. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I know
Shout
we
out
can't
to
hear
you,
you.
Rashad.
Say it again.
Shout out to you and the big booty girl.
Hey, look.
What you trying to say? I say, don't do my friend like that.
No,
Harley Mike, I don't know what's going on. Super Pad, CPBG Tech, welcome. We about to get off. We were chatting today, and you're more than welcome to go back to the YouTube and run it back.
No, we cannot hear you now, ma'am. Just let it go. Just sit there and smile and be pretty, and wait for your king to come in and hit you in your DM.
there you go.
We were chatting today. Should your spouse have access to your phone? Rashad, go ahead with your final thoughts. I can't.
Oh, it's on me. Should your spouse have access to your phone? At the end of the day, that's reserved for. Oh, it was real big, Joey. It was huge. It was, man. I can't go into it because my wife would get upset. I promise she will. But
Big booty heifer.
look, she was a big booty heifer. But
okay.
oh no, my wife got a big booty too.
Yeah,
But
that's what
I can't get into that though.
Final thought, my friend.
All right, so that's reserved for marriage, and you have to mature to that particular level, right? Everyone cannot. I won the prom. Yes, I did. Everyone cannot achieve that level of transparency without work. That level of transparency comes with work. It comes with action. It comes with understanding, right? There's responsibility on both sides. As the person that is wanting access to the phone, you have to understand that you cannot manipulate the transparency that the other spouse is providing you, right? You have to understand you cannot expect that level of intent. I mean, that level of transparency with bad intent. And when it comes to the other person, at some point, if this is going to be your spouse forever, you are going to have to prepare yourself mentally to be in a position to where you can be trusted with any and everything that you got. Because at some point, there is only one reason why a person that's been married for X amount of years does not want or does not allow access to any and everything that they have. There's only one reason, right? And so there's work to be done on both sides.
Two reasons, but I agree.
Well, no. Once you get to a certain level, it's really only one, because once you get to that level, you should be able to give them access, but then they have that level of understanding that they don't use it for bad intent. So it's really one reason after you get past a certain level. So, but that's just mine.
Can we hear you now? No.
It's probably for the best. It's okay.
It's probably for the best.
Don't she about to crash out? Don't crash out. Yeah,
Wait,
you're all mute.
My final thoughts.
I
I agree with everything Rashad said. I think he pretty much summed it up. You know what I mean? I think it's levels. I think that it takes time. I think it takes growth and all that type of stuff. And I agree with everything he said. So I'm in agreement. I actually do think that your wife should be able to have access to everything you have in time. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean? But I just think that we got to work. She's not. She has to earn it in a sense, like by her growing and maturing. She don't just get it simply because, right? Because, like you said, women a lot of times are insecure. They're dealing with traumas, and they go looking for stuff, and they mask it with this idea of "I'm your wife. You should let me." You know what I mean? It's like in reality, you're insecure, or your motivations are not always good. You know what I mean? So we just gotta once she grows, and Rashad highlighted that once he or she grows to a certain point where they actually have healthy intentions on both sides, then sure, You know what I'm saying? Then sure. But until then, no.
It's crazy because y'all probably gonna be so shocked at me because my final thoughts is I'm not giving access. I don't think anybody should have access to anything. Mind the business that pays you. How about that?
To
But
your
once
husband?
again, that's because you're not married and you're not at that
I would
level.
still probably feel the same way if I was
Didi,
married.
I'll put it to you this way. If you're married for 15 years, the
Yeah,
way
it'll
that you feel
change.
about this right now is not going to be the way you feel about it then. And
I
that's why I talk about the growth.
I think the person should trust you. What do you? I think it
No,
should.
100%. But here's the thing. If you are saying that that person should trust you, that there is nothing to hide, then you should also trust them that they would only use it for honorable intent.
I think it goes back to though what FA said, knowing your partner too as well.
Well,
So
100%. But here's my thing. If you are with somebody for 15 years and y'all are not at a higher level of trust, I don't know that 15 is really healthy.
yeah, 15. If you can't trust me and 5,
That's
yeah,
my,
And
that's
I
my,
want to say this to her. I want to end it with this too. I am a firm believer that the well, all of the success and accolades and in your academics, to me, I am one of them guys that don't view it. If you're not married, I do kind of look at it like a slight. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, but it's and that's just me. I'll look at the woman, and it'll always end with, but you're not married. So I don't know if you can have all the accolades in the world, you can be the greatest of all time. But when I look at Neil Long, or I look at what's the girl I really like? Man, I got a big crush on her.
obviously
The girl
not.
that played in Scary Movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Regina
That's,
My
Hall.
yeah,
girl,
Regina. Yeah,
Regina
Regina.
Hall,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm in love. I think she is so dope. She fine as hell. I always wanted her, but she damn near 60 and don't got no man, and she got all of these accolades. And I'm gonna look at her and be like, "But you still ain't got no man. Like,
Yeah,
what
but now,
you know
so
what I
here's the
mean?"
deal with that. Here's the deal with that. You got to remember one thing. You also got to look at Mary J. Blige's situation, right? She fell in love with her dude, thought she was, doing what she needed to do. But it's just like when you're a black woman, you get to that level, niggas are scheming. There is a shitload of scheming niggas out there, and there are a
Figure it
lot of
out.
women. There are a
Figure it
lot of
out.
women, huh?
Figure it out. Men deal with it. And celebrities, basketball players, they deal with it. I mean, that happens.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing, right? Basketball players will lose the money,
The
and
women
then
gonna
they
lose their money too.
yeah, but once again, but women don't get to bounce back the same way, right? And you know that. So,
I
like
don't
you
know
see,
about
but
that.
look, watch this, dude. Mary is performing damn near every week, and she's 65. She
Yeah.
ain't
She
doing that
still
shit.
and
She
she still got more money than me.
well,
So
yeah,
she's
but you
doing
you
just
ain't the
fine.
barometer though.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
you
I'm a barometer of success. I mean, but yeah, she may not be 100 millionaire no more, but okay, deal with it. Not, what do they say? 80% of all divorces leave men in financial ruins. Most men, when they get in divorce, are even regular guys are in financial ruins. All
sure,
right, so
sure.
that's life.
The
And Mama
only
said,
point the only point that I was making is you were saying, hey, for her to be single, there must be something wrong. Well, no,
Yeah,
I think a lot of women that age in those situations are just not willing to, take that chance. And
that's
I really
makes
think,
something wrong.
that
That
no,
makes something wrong.
how is it something wrong if she's making a conscious decision? So what's your definition of wrong?
I guess because if
Oh,
you don't, I think you got to get married, and if you don't get married, then there's something wrong. That's my
oh, no,
fundamental belief.
everybody don't have to be married. No,
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
I
yeah,
do.
that's
I
not a
think women's
requirement.
supposed to be.
uh,
No,
let's
I
finish
get
up
you.
the last comments. Joey Cake said, pertaining to my thing to hide, but I also have nothing to explain. I'm with you, Joey, because baby, I got time to be explaining. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just don't got time for the explanations. Mama said, "Fa, you talking like a single man, not a married man." X,
Damn, what
I,
I say?
I tips, gave you kisses, Rashad. Didi,
Say it again.
Somebody gave you kisses, Rashad.
Yeah, who the hell is that kissing at me? That's your people. You better talk to your people. Dang, get me over here and get my ass kicked.
Listen here. Listen. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Well, Pepe, my name is Bennett and I ain't in it.
And I ain't in it. You heard?
Man, whatever. Didi, you
Uh,
control your folks.
Joey Cake said, Didi, I'm not shocked at all. Mama said, how you know she doesn't have a man? Maybe she's not saying it. LOL, she's not 65. We are all careful. All right, y'all, this is a great topic for today. We'll do this again
I said
tomorrow.
she not married. I ain't say she ain't got a man. I'm sure somebody hitting that joint for sure. I just
I've
said she wasn't
never seen
married.
Regina linked with anybody, though.
Well, I mean, but
Exactly.
once again, I think that's smart.
Oh hell
You,
no.
I mean, I know she's with somebody, but when you're at that level and that status, your relationship gets scrutinized, and niggas they get tired of that shit. So
and I
Man, you can
I
deal
bet
with
she
it.
does got a man.
You'll be
She's
all right.
fucking.
What's that? Morris
and I think it's
Chestnut.
too like
Morris Chestnut did it. She can do it.
Taraji P Henson. I think once women get to such a certain age, like mom, like I'm not trying to say my mom. She's grown and sexy. That's what I'll say. Keep it cute. Once we get to a certain age, we have dealt with all of what we have dealt with. You don't want to deal. You good with
And I
being.
agree. A lot of times these women be washed up at that age too. They done
I
been
wouldn't
so
say
used and
washed
abused.
up as
No,
in.
they
God
be do
damn.
though. We know that though. They watch. Come on, man. Let's call a spade a spade. Come on, man. Ain't nobody checking for no 60-year-old women. All right, so let's just stop it. Okay, come on, man. Let's be for
What
real.
you mean? You just named some. Well, Regina's
No,
not
I got a
60.
question. Right, and I think she's fine as hell, but I wouldn't be with her today. She's too old.
You
I
said
just said, no, I said that she's beautiful. And I always had a question on her. I didn't say I would be with her today.
That is
No,
hilarious.
she's too old. Maybe if we was in the same, if we were the same age, I would.
is you crazy? You know how many men are checking for Angela Bassett? Angela don't even
Girl,
look.
I don't care. Listen, you got to understand, most men lust. Okay, we
Okay,
lust after
and
these
she's
women. They
a virgin.
don't.
You know how many men, if something happened to her husband, would probably be lined up, ready,
Oh
and
boy, that's the delusion. Okay, then why these hoes ain't married then? Okay, why all these old
that's
women
what.
ain't married? Since they got lines of men, why they ain't got no? Why these
But
women ain't got
but
nobody?
but once again, Hefe, you got to understand, bro. You will never know the full story, right? I
No, the
understand your
outcome.
point. I understand your point about the majority of women. I get that. But there
Hmm.
are women out there that are strategically single. I know enough of them. And so
Okay.
there are just some women that understand that, when you get a certain age, relationships are more of a liability. And just like men, right?
Yeah,
Relationships are more reliability than anything else.
Exactly. Now.
yeah.
Okay. Well, and that's
So,
unfortunate. I don't live that worldly, but I got you.
yeah,
No,
I
no,
mean, I don't live in it, but I understand it. Once
yeah.
again, like I said, to be able to consider somebody else's point of view, that's a part of that
Circumstances.
communication that I do, right? So,
Fair enough.
all right,
Uh,
well, look,
Thank you guys. Harlem Night said being single is not a determining factor. It's nobody's business. Mama said, she said, boy, be quiet. Harlem Night said, too old for who? Joey said, with the eyes. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. All
Dumb.
right.
all right.